This year, we are buying another 10 properties in our property portfolio. And how are we doing that? We are refinancing the majority of our property portfolio to get to the next level. My name is Thomas O'Regan. I'm a buyer's agent here in Australia, and I make these videos to help people get educated in the property investment space and make good decisions to set themselves up and be wealthy in the future. So, this year, me and my wife are personally buying another 10 properties. And the reason we are doing that is because for the start of our investment journey, we invested heavily into a market, which was the Perth market. And we were pushing very hard. Like we bought about 6 properties in the space of maybe a year and a half in 2021. And we started investing in that area because I did my research about the area, and I identified it as an area that had long-term growth fundamentals, and I identified it as an area which was very under market value in terms of Australia as a whole and capital cities as a whole, right? So I thought, it just doesn't make any sense that these properties are that cheap. And I researched over the last 20 history of what happened in Perth, and I knew the market sentiment, and everyone that invested or owned property in the area was hating it at the time, and they didn't see what was coming. And that was my opportunity to just buy as many properties as we possibly could, me and my wife. So the reality is, yes, we bought 6 properties, and we were pushing very hard, yes, but I know I could have pushed harder. I knew if we were really pushing as hard as possible, we could have bought twice as many as we did, 12 instead of 6, right? And I didn't know how easy it would have been to push harder. It would have been pretty hard, because I would be doing stuff that I would think I thought at the time was impossible, but I just know I could have pushed harder. And what's my point? My point is, I'm seeing this opportunity in the marketplace again. It's repeating itself in a different state, and the state that I've identified as being under market value and having huge upside potential for capital growth is Victoria. And I said to myself, if I ever see this opportunity again, I'm going to go as hard as I possibly can. I'm going to push as hard as I possibly can, because the reality is I don't want to put myself in a position where I just blatantly miss out on an opportunity like this again. Times like this is where you grow the majority of your wealth. Times like Perth, when I invested in Perth, that was where I grew the majority of my wealth, and it's stupid and negligent for me to let this opportunity go again. So that's where we're at. Bye.